Hi everyone, and welcome to another Howlin TV. How you guys doing out there? You doing well? I'll be honest with you, we've had a week of it. It's been absolutely amazing. And this week, no joke, I have got 3 phenomenal talents. And I'm so blessed that I actually know all 3 personally as well, which is a blessing, because in this business, I tell you what, it's a small business. And if you work with the right people, yeah, you'll have friends for life. And these guys are exceptional at what they do. So I'm not going to waste any more time. You guys are there to see some of the best talent we get on this show. And I'm going to start with a phenomenal talent. Now, I met this wonderful, beautiful lady probably about 2 or 3 years ago. And we met on a cruise ship. And I just absolutely fell in love with her talent. She was mesmerizing. She was on stage and the entire audience were, boom, up on their feet at the end, giving her a massive round of applause, which made me think, if I don't do well as her and I don't get a standing ovation, I'm probably not going to talk to her again. Fortunately, I also got a standing ovation, thank God. And she was like, yeah, he's worth it. I'll talk to him. But listen, I'm just joking. She's absolutely amazing. And take a look at what she does. This is Jenna Lee James. Wow. Wow. I mean, come on. That is... Honestly, I didn't know that was going to be played just then. That is insane. That is insane. God, girl, you've got a voice, haven't you?
A set of lungs.
Well, yeah, but wow, babe. I mean, honestly, what? And you did that tour, right? I'm talking the Hugh Jackman Greatest Showman tour. That was last year or this year?
It was last year. Thank goodness it was last year. If it had been this year, we'd have been in trouble. Yeah, we were on tour last year from April through until end of October. We basically toured the world. We went everywhere. We were Europe, UK. We were actually a year ago tonight. I was performing at the O2 in London with you. We did Australia, America, all around America. We ended up in Mexico City as well. So it was incredible experience.
And you were, I'm assuming, the leading lady in the show, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I was Hugh's leading lady. Yeah, got to sing I Dreamed a Dream in the Les Mis section because we did bits of that. And I got to sing This Is Me in some venues as well from The Greatest Showman, which was kind of cool. Amazing cast of dancers and singers and Hugh himself and orchestra and band. And yeah, it was just pretty special. It was a pretty special experience.
Wow, Jenna. And you know what? I mean, quite deserved though, to be fair. I mean, I've seen you sing and you're just sensational. I mean, it's out of this world what you do. And I'm not just saying that. You truly are brilliant. But you've been in the business a long time. I mean, you've come up you come up the ranks, really. You haven't just landed this exciting singing role out of college. You've been there, haven't you? You've been there, done that, and worn the t-shirt with show after show after show, whether it's holiday parks, whether it's massive theatre tours, whether it's concerts. You've done it all.
Yeah, I mean, I actually didn't even go to college. I started years ago, doing the working men's clubs, as we all did back in the day, So I was 12 years old singing in working men's clubs. My dad set up my PA for me. My mum helped me get ready into my costumes and stuff. And then I did summer seasons, worked with Bobby Dowdell on the summer season, was my first summer season.
You're living the dream.
I live in the dream, tell you. But do you know what? I learned so much from that time. And I think that you graft, don't you? When you're back in the working men's clubs, you really graft. And it was a great experience for me. I learned so much from it. And I think that kind of put me in good stead for where I am now and what I do. You know, I've done West End shows and obviously on tour with you. I've done cruise ships, which is where we met, and, you know, many, many different things. But I always put it back to, I think doing what I did back then set me in good stead for where I am now. Because it's one of the hardest jobs in the world is to stand there, you know, in a working men's club or a social club and perform to everybody, and when they're, you know, sat there waiting for their fish and chips to appear, you know, halfway through at the interval and the bingo to start, you know, it's like, it's true though, isn't it? You know, so
totally true.
Yeah. You know, when you're on a time clock and the social convener's going, right, you've got half an hour and you've run over by a minute, and he's calling, you know, he's already started calling the bingo and you're finishing your song, you know. It's like,
well, so, you say that. I actually did it was a holiday park in Great Yarmouth, and they said, please welcome on stage, all the way from Armenia, Kev Orkian. And I walked on, but the MC had sold me, which I hadn't heard at that point. He had sold me as someone who doesn't speak very good English. So please welcome Kev Orkian. And as I walked on, half the audience just went, yeah, and just started reading. And I was like, why is everyone reading? He said, well, they if they're not going to understand you, you might as well just carry on reading. But it freaked me out, I'll be honest. It freaked me out. So what have you been doing during lockdown?
Gosh, I've been painting and decorating as everybody else has. Cleaning up. I've set up a little recording studio in my boiler cupboard behind me.
Lovely.
Tell you what, really good place to have your recording studio. So I've set that up in my boiler cupboard. So I'm doing a little bit of voiceover, recording some tracks. We've recorded a bit of a mini Joseph concert, which is going to be out this week, with some like past cast members from Joseph. I did a little We Will Rock You version of Bohemian Rhapsody with a load of past cast members from that. So just trying to doing like the odd thing, just keeping busy. Done a few gigs. Did a gig in Singapore randomly.
Is this online, like an online gig, yeah?
I didn't have to go on a plane or anything. It was great. My passport sat downstairs. I mean, I didn't even need to use it. Didn't pack a suitcase. Just literally got my sequin catsuit on, Kev, sat there, Zoom call, did a gig, had everybody up dancing. It was fantastic. I loved it.
How did it go?
Amazing. It was I had so much fun. I tell you what, the nerves, the sweat was pouring off me. It was more nervous in my lounge performing than standing on stage to 10,000 people.
Yeah,
Tell you, they're there, like on screen.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. I did one recently for a business in England. I wasn't performing around the world. But I was dripping. It was like, I don't know what it was. It was a completely different set of like anxiety, anxiousness and nervousness and whatever. Because one, I can't hear, you know, the people reacting to me. All I can see is them maybe lifting up a hand and going, all this business. But you don't see anything. You don't hear anything. And it's like, what's going on? It's quite mental.
Yeah, well, I like finish a song and I go and finish the song and I go, can I stop the track? And there's like nothing. And then suddenly start. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Oh man,
great fun. You know, it's the times we're in at the moment. You know, and we have to make do, don't we? We want to keep performing, then do those little bits.
When do you reckon we'll go back to performing again, like on live?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think theatres are going to be open for a long while. Andrew Webb is trying to look at some stuff at the moment and put for London anyway, get the Palladium, doing some stuff at the Palladium. But I think theatre world is difficult to do.
Right.
I think arenas, we might get back in arenas fairly shortly because they can spatial awareness of people. They can make that work a bit more. You know, play for like 50% capacity or something. I think maybe September, October time. I mean, yeah, money-wise, but you know, I think maybe September, October time we might do a few things. But I think life as we knew it as performers will be it's not going to be the same. I think things will be very, very different in, you know, the performing world. I mean, I was in Japan at the end of January. I didn't bring it back with me. I was in Japan and but you know, performing out there and you look out and they're all singing along, but they've all got their masks on, you know, but they're all having a lovely time singing. And I just think that's what it's going to be for a while.
But do you know what? I was in Japan about 2 years ago and I did a video called there's like these little snippets, like 3-4 minute snippets called Is It Me? And I was in Japan and I met a number of people that used to go past with these masks on. And I remember commenting on it thinking, this is like really like, you know, apocalyptic. Like people walking past me for no reason at all, but with these masks and they're talking to each other. And I found it really odd. Now, having to do the same when you're out doesn't feel odd anymore. It feels like it's something we must do. Otherwise, we become, in my head, murderers to people who get it and die.
Yeah. And also, you actually feel, you kind of, for me, like you feel odd if you're not wearing a mask when you go out. You know, it's that weird thing. Like you go to the supermarket, you're kind of like, oh, I'll put my mask on. But I mean, I don't think twice about it. Mask is on, my rubber gloves go on, and there I am pushing my trolley, you know. Not proud.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. No, it's really, really weird, actually. And I'm seeing people reacting weirdly as well during this, you know, this pandemic. There's so many people out there just being so selfish and just ignorant, you know. I mean, the other day I was in the park, the local park, and usually it's empty. There's about 3 or 4 people. It's a massive park. And you go, I take the boys, my twin boys, we go a little bit of bike riding and whatever, and we come back and we hardly see anyone. On Sunday, it was like Glastonbury had arrived in my park, local park. It was insane. And they trashed it. We're talking wildlife. They were just trashing it. It was like, I don't know what people are on.
Yeah. Well, there's been some pubs open as well. I mean, they've now been closed down, but there's been some pubs open in South London serving takeaway beers. You know, for people to take, in like takeaway beers, in milk cartons, plastic milk cartons. You fill up with beer, and I mean, come on, desperate measures. Just go and buy a beer from the shop.
Well, those Tesco's. What's up with these people?
Go and buy a bottle of beer somewhere. Goodness me, crazy.
That's mental. That's mental. So, apart from that, have you seen any family members? Have you interacted? Have you done anything?
Haven't seen, my family's up in Scotland, so I haven't seen mum and dad. We have our Saturday night Zoom night where we have like a quiz or we play a game or we do something that's like night out, you know, we get dressed up and stuff. But no, because all my family's so far away. I met up with a friend the other day for a social distance walk in the park. Yeah. You know? And I've got a really good community where I live. I'm kind of on like private grounds and stuff. And we have a little Sunday concert. 2 of our guys here are both musicians, and they are on their top balcony and they play some songs and sing. They do an hour for the NHS, and everybody sits
that's brilliant.
You know, outside. Obviously, when the weather's bad, we can't. But we've had, you know, I'm okay. You know, I'm on my own, but I'm okay. I've got the dog. Sleep. You know, so you just got to get on with it, haven't you? As long as everything's safe, family's safe. You know, my parents are in the 70s, so as long as they're okay, I'm happy. You know. Yeah,
amen to that.
So
absolutely. Jenna, do you know what? It's been an absolute joy having you on. Now, please don't go anywhere. Stay, because I've got my second and my third guest to come on, and then I'm going to bring you back if that's all right, darling.
Amazing, good talking to you.
You're an angel. Absolute pleasure talking to you, darling. Right, now on to my second guest. Now, this guy I met many years ago. He is, I mean, I laughed that hard at this man that I think I actually dropped a little bit of weed. That's how much I laughed. But I'll tell you why. Because not only is he funny, but he absolutely just engages you into his own world. And you become a guest in his brain. And he's just brilliant. But this guy's done everything. I'm not joking. Not just comedy. He's been on TV. He's done the lot. And I can really, truly put my hand on my heart and say, he's one of my mates, and I absolutely adore him. Now take a look who I'm talking about, Mr. Terry Alderton.
You used to cook it for her, did you?
I can't be this is daft.
Where did you get the telly?
What does it matter? I've got a flipping telly.
I don't see the point in appendix. I don't see the point. I don't see the point in appendix. I don't see the point. They don't do nothing when they're in ya, and if they burst, then they will kill ya. Appendix, I don't.
Here's put us in charge while he's away. So do one, yeah? Do one? Come on. We'll come back later, when there's less people.
Gentlemen, I'd like to now reenact my wife and I arguing over the finances in our house. Tonight she will be played by my left hand, and I will be played by me. So this is my wife and I arguing over the finances in our house. Thank you.
Winner.
I love that. I love that.
Ah.
I've seen that a few times, buddy. I've seen that a few times. How are you, Terry?
I'm all right. I can't stand watching him. He's a nightmare. It's horrible watching him. God, dear me. I tell you, funny, the weight shift. It's quite crazy, the weight shift from because in EastEnders I did this Men's Health magazine challenge, and I lost. I went from 103 kilos to 87 kilos in 5 weeks.
What?
Yeah, I did it all with diet, all diet. Yeah, dieting, exercise, of course, but mainly dieting, keeping away from sweets and stuff. Not
And
now,
you
though.
put
Not
on the
with
old white
lockdown.
t-shirt. You put on the white t-shirt. You look chiseled and everything, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, I know. But then the big one, I look fat in. I tell you what, though, watching, she's unbelievable, isn't she?
Or Jenna.
Oh my God, Jenna, unbelievable. Sorry, blown away, mate. I'm going to be watching loads of Jenna after this. I'm telling you now.
Oh, mate, do you know what? Do you know what I love? I love talent. That's one of the reasons why we started this TV show, because I love talent and I love working with the great talent. But I love it. Honestly, it just buzzes me. And Jenna was just one of those girls. When I saw her for the first time, I just went, "Wow, okay,
yeah."
She's done that for me. She's done it for me.
You see her there, and then you imagine what that must be like when she's live. Just incredible. I've got two very good friends who are singers. You know, you may know them. They were the queens of the West End. Gina and Maz Murray.
Sisters, yeah. Well, I worked with both of them, actually.
Well, how good are they as well?
Yeah, they're great sisters. I actually went to Afghanistan with Gina.
All right.
Yeah, it's a great girl.
Have you been? Of course you do. Well, you're getting some, well, yeah. I've done 2 tours of Afghanistan, in fact. And when you play out on that boardwalk, for people that don't know, in Kandahar, when you go to Kandahar,
that's right.
There's a big boardwalk there, and you get loads of American troops and what have you.
Yeah.
And I just did this siren noise, as you do, over a massive, huge PA system, and all of a sudden, just watched everyone just running. Everyone just, the whole place went crazy. Everyone just started running. I'm doing this. Yeah. I didn't do that again after that.
No. To be fair, oh man. So what have you been doing during lockdown? I mean, it's been 10.
I've been walking around in my pants crying. I've been crying in my pants. I've just been not into my pants. I've been just walking around in my pants crying. Oh mate. In all honesty, I've tried to do. My son's 13. So homeschooling is good. I don't even know what they're on about. I can't even understand it. I don't even know half the things they're learning. I don't know why they bother learning it. I'm looking at going, you're never going to use that. I've gone back to being a kid at school again. When you'd go to your teachers, yeah. I'm never going to use that, am I? Why am I learning that?
Yeah, but you know what? It's actually harder for you than it is for me. I've got twin 6-year-olds. So for me, it's about spelling or reading or 2 + 2 makes what, son? Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm doing. Yeah. But when you get to your son at 13, doing Pythagoras. He must be doing Pythagoras, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think he's doing anything. I said to him, I'm going to him. I'm terrible. I'm going, you're learning Spanish. I mean, you just get your iPhone, get Google Translator. I mean, what? It's not right, is it? I'm writing, why don't they teach you how to cook something or, change a light bulb? But they've all been on their PlayStations, haven't they? So they're all fortnighting, or as my mate called it, weekending.
Yeah, tell me about it.
He said, that game you keep playing, you lot that weekend. I'm saying it's not weekend, Scott, it's fortnight. Siri's reading everything I'm saying at this point, sorry.
No, definitely. Here,
yes.
Think of it being on lockdown. Have you done any online gigs like Jenna?
No. I've been asked, but I can't do that. I can't do them. It just doesn't suit my style. I need the audience to be there. I mean, those clips you saw doesn't really lend any way to what, the crazy world that goes on. But, the part of the show is the audience coming in on the journey with me. So if the audience don't come in on my journey, then... but I need to see them to go on those journeys. I need to see in people's eyes. You know what it's like. I need to see people, and I need to. It's very. I can't even explain it myself, to be honest with you.
No, do you know? I get it.
Yes,
I get where you're coming from.
I can't. I don't think I can do them personally. Not for me.
But do you know what? To a certain degree, I've done about 4 or 5 now, and I'll tell you something. When you perform in front of a live audience, and you've done tons of them. When you perform, you can come up with ideas in your head because an audience member has said something or done something or got up and walked away or something, and it gives you material. Whereas if you're in front of a laptop and you're about to perform to, say, 200 people who have gone online for a corporate show, and you're like their little act that's coming on for 20 minutes doing the show, which I've done. Well, you do the show, to be fair, but you don't have any idea whether they enjoyed it, whether they switched you off, or whether they've just not. They've
well, the other thing for me, true. And the other thing for me personally is I haven't got any material really. I've got no joke. But the joke is there are no jokes. You know, that's the joke, isn't it? I mean, when people go, I don't get what you do. I go, there's nothing to get. I mean, that's the point. But you know, there's a lot of free forming, and whatever. So for me to not have an audience, I can't. It's not even just about someone walking off. It's just about being in that space, or you know, I don't know, finding a bit of sticky tape on a speaker and then, you know, bringing that to life and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have a talent for that, Till.
I can't do that. Yeah, so I bring things to life, and
what about Zoom, Terry? There you go. Someone said,
I can't, and that's very sweet and whatever. But no, it just I sound so miserable, don't I? Well, no, I can't do it. It just doesn't suit me. I mean, it suits other people, and I know, and maybe if I was to do it, I'd have to do some sort of like it would have to. I think I'd have to make some crazy game show. You know, I'd have to come up with. You'd be
great at that. You see, something like the generation game for you would be awesome.
Yeah, something like that. I'd have to do something like that. I need a format. But to do my stand-up would be just... It's not even stand-up, is it? It's the ramblings of a madman. As I said, you know, to you earlier, and I've said it, you know, it's like watching an Italian game show with the sound down. You know, that's what watching my act is like.
Saying that, though...
That's what it would be like.
What? I mean, okay, so, yeah, you are very spontaneous and you're very, you know, you're just manic in your head when it comes to your comedy. How was that different to you then going into EastEnders? And you've got to be scripted.
Well, I didn't want to go into EastEnders, in all honesty, right? I mean, it was absolute. Well, I was in Edinburgh in 2013. I went in 7 years ago. I came out 6 years ago. You know, it's crazy, and I didn't want to do it. And then Julia Crampsey said, "Look, I was doing the play, The Shawshank Redemption, with Omid and whatever you," and she said, "Look, just come and see me, and let's talk about, you know, EastEnders." And I'm up in Edinburgh for a couple of days, and I said, I don't want to do it. So
really,
I met her. I didn't want to do it. So I went and met her. You know, I had to deal with myself. I wasn't going to do anymore because I've been bitten by TV shows I don't watch. I thought I'm not going to do things I don't watch. You know, it's not something I watch. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not something I don't really watch very much apart from Match of the Day. Not anymore. I went and saw her, and I took a spoon with me, and I put the spoon on the table, and she said, "What's that?" And I said, "Well," I said, "I'd rather poke my own eyes out with that than being EastEnders." And she went, "Well, don't be like that, you know." And then the rest was history, really. She sold me on it because Bianca was going to have another horrible boyfriend. They'd already cast the part of this guy was going to be called Bill, and Dominic, who come in, Trevor Collins, who's lovely. Dominic was saying, you know, he wanted Bianca to have for once have a nice boyfriend, you know, and when I was reading the part, I thought this bloke should be called Terry. Weirdly, and he went, and he said to me, "Do you know what? I really do believe that this character should be called Terry." And I was like, "I can't believe you said that." The other thing as well, of course, for people who don't know me as a comic or whatever, I thought, well, you walk down the road, and if I was called Frankie in it, you know, everyone would go Frankie, and I'll be spending my life and no, it's Terry. So I walk down the road and go Terry, and I go, "Oh, look at me, I'm really famous." But to be honest with you, I did really, really enjoy my time on it. And then when Patsy announced that she was going to go to America, I remember she came off the stage out where they film in the Vic, inside the Vic, not actually on the lot. And she went, "I'm going to me and Richard are going to go and live in LA." And I went, "What?
As you do."
But she said, "They love you upstairs, so you'll be fine." I went, no. They write this is so in front. I know what they're going to do. They're just going to write us all out, you know. And sure enough, we drove out in my cab to Milton Keynes, which was actually just around the corner, a house just around the corner in Boreham Wood.
Living the dream, Terry. Living the dream.
So it was good, you know, and it was an experience, and I'm really pleased that I did do it. The only thing is coming out the backside of doing that is trying to become a comedian again and getting back into, you know, what I was about. And I also thought it'd be quite funny if people who watched me on EastEnders as that character then turned up to one of my gigs expecting that character and got the comedy me.
Wow. Do you know what, though? That's really weird because, yeah, if people know you as that character from EastEnders, suddenly getting back into stand-up, which you would have done years and years before EastEnders, suddenly you become that, hold on a minute, why is he not being that geezer from EastEnders now?
Yeah, exactly. And where's your taxi? I mean, people would say, where do you keep and I'm like, it's true. You know, when people who've been in EastEnders always say people believe it. You know, there's some people really... It's like when I used to host the lottery. I hosted the lottery years ago with Lulu. And it was called Red Alert, but we called it Red Alert Nightmare, right? And people used to say to me all the time, and I used to go back with the same line, and they would go, all right, what's the numbers on the lottery next week then? And I go, if I knew that, I wouldn't be hosting it, would I, next week? You know, every time people would go, what's the numbers next week? Like, how do I know? And if I did, I'd be doing them.
It kind of freaks me out because then you read in these books. I read so many autobiographies for everyone from, like, you know, the old school Bruce Forsyth right through to the old, you know, what was the last one I read? I think it was Alfie Boe. And you know what? Each one of them have got like this thing where if they walk down the street, someone has a quote or something about them that they keep repeating and repeating and repeating. It must really grind these people down.
Well, yeah, but it's nice to have that. You'd rather have that than not have that, wouldn't you? You know, but but on a similar thing, I remember being, because I'm a big Southend United fan, right? So I remember being at a game once, and at the height of EastEnders, it's quite crazy when you're in that show, to be honest with you. And I remember people wanting to have photographs. Lovely, brilliant. I'm flattered, absolutely flattered. My mate went to me, he went, "Yeah, it drives you mad." I said, "Can you imagine being Brad Pitt? Can you imagine being that famous? You know, not being able to go shopping famous. I mean, their lives must be, I mean, just nightmare."
Yeah, not just that, but anyone with that
amount of fame that you can't. That's the fame you wouldn't want, I don't think. Not to be able to go down the shop fame. You know, you always want to be able to pop down to Romford to the market and get yourself some seafood. You know, you don't want to be that. You know, or they wouldn't buy the buddy. You know.
No, true. No, absolutely. Do you know what, Tel? You've been an absolute joy to talk to.
Is that it done? That's gone so fast.
That's really gone fast. It's amazing, isn't it? Because we're now about to do something quite brilliant. But please do stay on, because I want to have a chat with you and a little quiz at the end. So we'll go for that later. But I love you.
Nice talking to you, Kevin.
God bless you, buddy. Now, we are going to feature our Howlin, one of our Howlin represents and manages. And this comic is one of our faves. He was on BGT, but he's an absolutely brilliant comic. And by the way, turn your volume up because he is really specific and very, very quick. The talents of Mr. Nick Page.
There are lots of different kinds of comics, ladies and gentlemen, and there are some comics that like to do political and topical material about the events of the day. I'm not one of them. I don't really believe in anything. Apart from I believe that if English people had been allowed to vote in the Scottish referendum, Scotland would be independent. And if you tell Scottish people that, they get arsey even if they voted for independence. What I really wanted was for Scotland to vote to stay part of the UK, and then for us to say we've thought about it and no. And then after a few weeks, we'd say, right, you can come back, but we've got some conditions. That wall gets higher. And there are people outside that we don't need anymore, and you're having them. People that put eyelashes on their cars. People that have stickers on their cars claiming that they are powered by fairy dust. And most importantly, anybody who thinks that it's acceptable to wear a wristband for a festival whilst not currently attending that festival. Oh! I got a shed full of wood. I call it the wood shed. And then next to it, I've got like bonus wood on a pallet with a tarpaulin over it. I'm old enough to own my own tarpaulin. Yeah, I know. Be impressed. Sometimes I'll take the tarpaulin off, look at the wood on the pallet, wonder if it's good enough to go in the woodshed. Mostly it's not. Got it right first time. I am old enough that I've stopped the car on the way back from a gig to get wood out of a skip. When did that happen? Like, thankfully, I'm not the next stage. I'm not old enough that I've bought a special little trailer that I take for a drive on a Sunday in case there's wood. I'm old, not that old. I'm old enough that I've got a favourite motorway services. But I'm not old enough that I've driven there and then sat in the car park eating a sandwich I made at home. Like, I'm not old enough yet that I've ever driven to a seaside town and looked at the sea and not got out of the car. I am old enough, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the most worrying one. I am old enough that I bought a pair of corduroy trousers at Tesco's. No, that's not the worst of it. And when I bought them, I said these words. These would be all right for gardening. Like 22-year-old me would look at a 44-year-old me and be disgusted. 44-year-old me looks at the prospect of 66-year-old me and panics. Because thankfully I'm not old enough yet that I bought a pair of jeans at Tesco's and I walk around going, look at these, they only cost £6, guess where I got them? Because I think if you go out on a Friday night and your jeans cost less than your first drink, you shouldn't be out. You should be back home drawing around your tools.
He's funny. I love him. I truly do. He was on Britain's Got Talent last year as well. Great act. That's Nick Page there. So God bless you, Nick. And hopefully we'll get back into live entertainment soon so you can see him again live in one of our comedy clubs. Now, I'm going to bring on our final guest. I had the privilege of working with this gentleman. I have to say, I call him a gentle giant, literally, because we did pantomime last year in Southend, and he comes from a very brilliant dance group. I think that's what they call themselves, a dance group. They do everything, so that's why I dance is the main word I would use for them. But they are insane. Okay, these guys are not only brilliant, but I have had the personal privilege of watching these guys honestly do what they do in rehearsals and train. And it's just mind-blowing. You watch it and you literally are out of breath. And I've got the pleasure of introducing one of these brilliant guys. I'm not going to waste any more time. This is the fantastic Mr. Oh man, Jordan Banjo. My God, is that your new showreel?
Yeah, do you know, bro, that's from, all that was from the last tour. So just before we started Panto with you, that's where all that footage is from, the last show. I feel tired even looking at it. Lockdown has kicked my fitness straight out the window, mate.
Oh man, I've been reading your Instagram posts, you and Ash, and everyone going, we are raiding the fridge on a daily basis.
That is all I'm doing. That is all I'm doing. The other day, Ash rang me and was like, Jordan, obviously, we don't know what's happening with things like being relaxed and stuff. So even if you have to social distance, this might be the time to get some more content. This might be the time to, you know, start gearing up. Well, yeah, no worries, man. I went outside in the garden. I went to start training. I went, sweet Lord, what has happened to me? I was like, I can't move. I'm dying out here.
Do you know what, though? I can totally relate to that, because do you remember it was like the second week or the first week of rehearsals, and Ash, I said to Ash, am I going to be part of Diversity's dance group, you know, doing all this stuff? And he went, yeah. He said, I'm going to get 4 of the lads to do this thing where you lie on the ground, we lift you up, you do a 360 and you land on your feet. And I'm like, come on, yeah. One move. I couldn't get out of bed for 3 days.
I remember throwing you into the flip on that first rehearsal day. I was like, oh, Kev's smashing it. And then after that, I think I had like a media day or something. So I wasn't there for the next rehearsal day.
That's right.
Back and everyone was like, no, Kev's not doing the backflip anymore. And I was like, why? And then you walked in like this. I
couldn't even move. I literally went, oh, what's that? And then check this out. I don't think you know this. I came in, my back's stiff, my leg's stiff. I'm literally spasming. And I turned around to Ash. I went, Ash, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that 360 every night. I said, my back's kind of playing up a little bit and all that. And he had the audacity to say to me, well, actually, that happens to me sometimes, you know, when you don't train for 2 or 3 months. And I just looked at him and went, I'm going to slap you. I mean, look what you do and look what I do. Seriously. What?
Yeah, I wouldn't feel too bad, bro. I would say at least 3 times a day, I look at Ash and go, I'm going to slap you. I mean, it happens a lot. Don't worry. Me as well, don't worry.
Brilliant. So what have you been doing since lockdown? I mean, what's been going on in your fantastic life?
Do you know what? I think the main thing of lockdown for me is just pretending to still like my kids after 3 months of being locked indoors. I think that's the main thing for me. I'll put them to bed, I give them a kiss, and I go, oh, I tolerate you. No, give them a kiss and walk out. You know, just really try. I'm joking. It's been a tough one, you know, man, because I feel like it's been crazy for everyone. There's been so many things for people to adjust to, whether you're in the entertainment industry like us and everything's just took a nosedive, you have no idea what's going on. Whether you're a key worker, whether you work in an office, whether you're a dental nurse, it doesn't matter what you do. It's just gone haywire for everyone, right? So for me, it's weird. Like I've been trying to adjust, figure things out. I've loved the time at home. I know I make a load of jokes, but things that I missed out on with my firstborn, with Cass. Like I've been here when Mimi started to crawl, she's starting to stand. I've been here like helping Cass reading and his talking's coming along so much. Like all those little moments I missed with my kids before, I'm getting them now, which is beautiful. I love it. Obviously, the past few days has been a bit crazy for everyone with this whole Black Lives Matter thing and everything that's going on in the States, and it's been a little bit emotionally draining on some parts. But on a way, I don't want to make any of this negative. On a positive note,
no. I think we should talk about it.
I think it's incredible to see the message being pushed out there, to see all the support, to see, because it's weird. Like it's going to take a very weird sort of person to stand up and go, racism is right. Do you know what I mean? We all know racism is wrong, and we've always known that. But it's lovely to see people genuinely coming out, no matter what their race is, white, black, whatever it is, coming out and showing support and getting involved. And like, I know we've had this sort of stuff before, like protests and stuff, but this time feels different. Like I'm really hopeful that there's going to be change this time. I'm really, really hoping so, man. Really hoping
so. I think so, George. And do you know what? With all due respect, I did read your comment on Instagram about, you know, why do we have to still put hashtag Black Lives Matter? Why do we have to? And do you know what? I categorically agree with you on that, because if racism supposedly wasn't there, then that wouldn't have mattered. Hashtag Black Lives Matter, because it wouldn't have mattered, because we wouldn't have racism. But unfortunately, and this is not being negative, this is actually something we should all be talking about. But I watched that video. I think it was an 8-minute video of all the footage that they grabbed of George Floyd, you know, and everything. Right. And I'll tell you what, man, it affected me in such a way, because the man kept repeating, "I can't breathe."
I know. It's just so confusing to watch. Like I'm like, I don't understand what's going through anyone's heads in that moment. And you know, there's been loads of things I've seen. You know, the moment you try and do anything big, the moment you try and make any change, there's going to be people that are either scared of change. Doesn't make them racist. They're scared of change. They're scared of big things. And I understand that to a degree.
Yeah.
But when I see other things and people, oh, well, you don't know if he was a nice guy or not, what happened before the video, I'm like, irrelevant. It's not even a conversation. Doesn't matter if he just robbed the bank. Holding someone down and basically strangling, I'm just like, what is going on? I don't know how you can even, there's no debate in that, you know.
No. And I think that should be, I actually commented on someone else's post on this, that I think they should make that particular trial completely worldwide accessible for everyone to see how the government brings this man to justice and imprisons him for life, because that's all he deserves. That's all he deserves. But do you know what? This is the other part of it as well, is I think every single human being on this planet should be respected for who they are and not be tarnished or tarred by the same brush as everyone else. Just because one, like for example, one Chinese person they suspected came out and spread this coronavirus, now Chinese people are getting attacked. And you know, one black man goes and does a drug deal. Suddenly, all black men apparently do drugs.
It's weird.
One Turk does a kidnapping or something. Now all Turks do kidnapping. It's
bizarre. The mob mentality behind stuff is really scary, which is another thing where I'm like, I don't want anyone to be demonized for certain things. Like there are certain like profiles and celebrities that have said and done stuff in the past, right?
Right.
And you know, there's a lot of people who are. If you're 50 years old right now, but you've been in the spotlight for 35 years, since you was a kid, you've been in the spotlight, right?
Right.
I think I was lucky enough to be like, obviously I kind of started when I was 16 in the whole diversity thing, but I've done a load of stupid things as a kid that were never documented, you know, that would haven't got me in trouble because I wasn't anybody. Nobody knew about it. Right? I've done loads of stupid things, said things I shouldn't have done, misbehaved when I shouldn't have done. You know, everyone does stupid things. I think the hard part now is when someone who's done something dumb and, you know, they paid the price for it, whatever it is, and now they try and do something good, they try and make a change, and then someone will go, yeah, but you said this 15 years ago. And it's like, mate, come on. Like, it's 15 years ago. They're trying to make a change now. And that's, you need, I said this before, like, you should be encouraging that. If you've done something bad in the past, and I feel like people have to take responsibility for their actions, that's fair enough. But once that's done, if you're trying to do something good now, we should be encouraging people to do that, man. 100%.
Absolutely. Wholeheartedly, I agree with you on that. I mean, it got to the point where many years ago, when I was about 14 or 15 years old, I remember working in a greengrocer's in Chingford. And I actually went into a shop across the road and there was Michael Jackson's cassette. That's how far I'm going back. Cassette. And there weren't even a cassette in it. I had kind of recorded off the radio about 4 or 5 songs of Michael Jackson on a cassette at home. But I wanted the cassette tape, the actual tape, so I could put it in it, so I could say, I've got Michael Jackson's in. I went into the shop and I stole it. Stole the cassette tape. And for half an hour, my brain was so bad and I felt so guilty. I walked back into the shop, went up to the counter, and I went to the man. Mate, I said, I stole this half an hour ago. I'm so sorry. I just want to give it back because I feel bad. And he went, oh, well, thank you. And he just took it and that was it.
Oh, man.
Crazy, dude. So what's plans for diversity, brother? What we're doing this year or next year?
So obviously we've got the tour, which we're really excited about. That's meant to be happening in March. Obviously nothing's changed with that so far. So fingers crossed that all goes ahead. Obviously there's meant to be Panto end of the year, but who knows? Who knows what's going on with that? I mean, personally, it's hard, right? Because I'm really hopeful that stuff like that can happen, even if it's with certain countries. But you just don't know. You know, like if you think about to the start of this, the very, very start, if I said go to the start of March even, not even like still in the same month, I would have gone within 3 weeks, you're going to be in lockdown. You're not going to be allowed to see your friends or family and you can go out for one form of exercise a day. You would have gone, shut up.
Yeah.
Totally. A couple of weeks before lockdown going, oh, mate, this is all going to blow over in a bit. But now look where we are. You know, we're 3 months in and it is what it is. We're still here. So I don't know what's going to happen. Fingers crossed we have a miraculous turnaround and, you know, things can start going back to normal and, you know, people are healthy and happy and we can actually do it safely. But, yeah, who knows what's going to happen, bro.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I think it's crazy times. And I think our industry, like you just said, the entertainment industry, it got hit hard. You know,
man.
I mean, when you listen to, you know, producers going, oh, well, we're not going to open the theatres till next year. Like, you know, Jenna was talking about that earlier as well. It's crazy. It's crazy to think.
It's nuts, man.
It is nuts, man. And you have a radio show as well, don't you?
Yeah, me and Perry, we have a show on Kiss, which is super fun, man. I feel like the radio show is one of them. Of course, like we focus on the music, that's what it's about, right? But in between tracks, whatever's going on, like we just have like a free license to just kind of just have fun on the show. And it's difficult because in a lot of stuff we've done, TV presenting, live shows, there's always a narrative you've got to stick to. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it wouldn't make sense if I was hosting a show on BBC and then I randomly started talking about, I don't know, me and my kids at home and what he did last. It doesn't make sense. Whereas on radio, yeah, we got the tracks and you have fun with all the music, but then it's just a great time in between. It's basically what we do. What we're doing now, having a chat and having some fun, we just get to do that on the radio every week as well. So that's good fun, man. Really,
and you
really
and Perry, you're like that, really. I mean, you've known each other for years. You're best mates, aren't you?
Yeah, Pell's literally my best friend. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Since you've had lockdown, I've had some time away from him. I'm starting to realise I don't need him as a best friend. But just in case you watch it, I love you.
Brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Well, I've got to say, one of my favourite moments in the show is when in pantomime, which we did in Southend, you and me, and the team. One of my favourite moments was when you three come in, and me and you know, Jack were and we had that moment where we were trying to break you, and I think we broke you to laugh more times than I think you held it. If I
was by far the worst. Sometimes Ash and Pell held it, but dude, I would look at you and it was your face every flipping time. I'd turn around and I literally go, "Oh, game over." There was times where I was doubled over with laughter. And we would be standing there for 5 minutes waiting to carry on with the show because I just could not stop laughing. Like you got some of the stuff you came up with out of nowhere. I was just like, how's their head even? What are they even talking about? How have they got there? And it just caught me off guard nearly every single time. You guys killed it.
You guys are the best people I've ever worked. I mean, honestly, just your humble approach to being stars, which you all are, by the way, and approach to being stars, and then doing what you're doing. And then one of my favourite bits about you guys was, even though I worked with you and I truly adore everything we did together on stage and just the laughs we had, it was brilliant. It was off stage and going, you know, outside and signing autographs for half an hour and pictures and this and that, whatever. Just the time you gave, you know, to your fans, I think it's just, I mean, that you don't train for that.
So that's what it is, bro. I feel like nearly every single person that waits outside, it's tough because it's like, I don't know, I don't mind the word fans, but it's weird because like, I feel like as opposed to being like a fan and some talent and that's the relationship, with us, I feel like it's always kind of been more of like a borderline like friendship sort of thing. Like I recognise all the supporters that come to loads of shows and we chat and we this and we that. Like I can see some of them in the comments now, you know, and it's incredible. Like I love that. And then sometimes you feel bad because you come out of a show and, you know, it's 10:30 at night. I've got my kids, I've got my fiance. I need to get back. Today's the one day I need to get back. And the sad part is that sometimes that will be the experience that everyone will talk about.
Totally.
Like, oh, they didn't stop. That was rude. That was this. I'm like, mate, I stopped 9 times out of 10. It's just this one time. You know, my kid's unwell. I've got to get home. And people are like, oh, well, my kid's been waiting for a half hour. And I'm like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. And then you feel really bad. And I'm like, oh, I'll give you tickets to the next show. And I'm like, we shouldn't have to do that. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't feel bad. But on the whole, everybody who comes to the shows, I genuinely mean this. I know everyone goes, oh, you know, I love my fans. I do so much. But I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Like, I am so grateful because if lockdowns taught me anything, that's the one thing I was gutted about. All I could think was, we're not going to be doing our live shows. And I love presenting. I love doing the radio stuff. But performing, feeling that connection with people and knowing that they'll come 5 times again. They'll see the same show 5 times just to experience it with you. I'm like, you can't buy that feeling. It's the best thing in the world. So grateful for that, man. So grateful.
Bless you. Well, George, listen, we're going to keep you on now. We're going to keep you on. We're not going to get rid of you, but we're going to invite our other guests back on the show. So we've got the beautiful Jenna and, of course, Mr. Terry. So there are all of you there. Bless you guys. Thanks for staying on. and watching the show. And Jenna, you got some compliments tonight, girl. I've been reading the old links there saying how fantastic your voice was, and a lot of Terry's fans are in there as well. We've had a few people saying oh, I love Terry Alderton, I love his comedy and whatever. So it's been great. Now,
It's been great to be on.
This is the part that you guys have no idea what I'm going to come up with, what I'm going to say. So I'm going to go into what we call, this is the Kev's, is it the quiz hour? I don't know what we've called it, but go ahead, Nick, and tell us what it is. Kev's quick fire round. Should have practiced that, but there you go. Okay.
Bit nervous.
So what we're going to do is I've got a piano right here, which you have no idea is that, right? I've got a piano here. So what I'm going to do is all three of you have to come up with not a sound as such, but an action like woo or something like that. You have to come up with an action so we can get you. But I'm going to play some very popular tracks that we were either brought up learning, listening to, or that have currently been around for a long, long time. And the first person to come in and go, yeah, that is right, gets the chance to answer the question. And all the people at home watching this also get the chance to answer it if you can before the celebs answer it. Okay. Right. So I'm going to play a track. Get ready. Get ready. Now, the first one is that they're all from very, very well-known programs and things that you will guess, and maybe not. So here's the first one. Oh my God, not one of you.
I know the song, obviously, but I don't know where it's from.
The Ice Cream Man.
Okay.
Ice Cream Man.
I'm going to give you that point. I'm giving you that point. The Ice Cream Man. It was Tetris.
Oh,
yes, of course.
Obviously.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Right.
It's funny when it's out of sync, but yeah, it's mad. Yeah, God.
Yeah, but you know what, Terry? You're getting that for Ice Cream Man. That's brilliant.
Oh,
okay.
Ice Cream Man, I'll take that.
Here's the next one. No, sorry. Sorry, let me go down so you can hear it.
Sesame Street. Sesame Street.
What the hell?
I don't know what that is. You can take that, Jordan, put that in one of your shows.
Cheers.
Okay.
Hand.
Now, this one, I reckon this one, maybe Jordan might get this one quicker than anyone else, but let's see. Here we go.
Oh, pressure.
Here we go.
Hey!
Go on, Jenna, you were first. That's the one.
Skin of my fake teeth. I missed that by.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh, he's lovely, isn't he?
Okay, here's another one now. Here's another one.
Oh. Can we have it again?
Yep.
I don't know, but I feel like she's doing a voiceover at the end of that.
Super
Mario.
Oh, was it Super Mario? Was it?
I knew that. I didn't. I don't know why I said I knew that. I didn't know it.
Okay.
You could have got away with it though, Jordan.
Okay, now here's one for you. Now this one, let's see. Okay. Jenna, you might get this.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Go on, Jenna.
Well, it's Queen. It's got to be. It's Queen, and it's Show must go on.
That's the one. Show must go on.
Guys, can I ask a question? Have I really got not 1 point yet? Have I really? All right, come on then. Hurry up. Come on.
You're too good looking, Jordan. You can't have any points.
I mean, that's not flirting on live. Stop.
You know what
He's only.
Okay, last one.
Beauty.
Last one. See if you get this one. Okay, here we go. Okay, I did this last week. No one got it. Here you go.
Is Kev ever a seashell?
Go on,
Magnum, innit? It's Magnum.
Yeah.
Do that while on guitar again. You're so funny. You're a box of tricks, aren't you?
Here we go.
Do it again. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Bless you. Now, you guys have been great, but I think the winner, Nick, who's our winner this week? Who is it? Who's going to win it? Who shall we say? Shall we say it's Jenna or is it Terry?
Well, I'm not even in the running.
Oh, it's Terry.
Well done.
Terry.
I'm on
Terry
I've
getting the
won
ice
a
cream
dog, which is lovely. I won a dog. I'd like to say thank you for giving me a go.
Oh, look at that. Yes. Now, what we like to do before the end of the show is we like everyone to give us just a few words to keep our viewers and everyone going during this lockdown, and you know, just something, words of wisdom from let's say from a celebrity in the entertainment business. And Jenna, I'm going to start with you, darling. You're so lovely and you're so great. What would your words be to everyone who's watching now and who's still in lockdown watching this show? What advice would you give them?
I just want to say to everybody, we have such busy lives in the entertainment field and just as general. And I just think let's treat this as a reset rather than this, you know, drama place that we're in. It's just a massive reset, and just stay calm and appreciate your family. I know that Jordan's struggling with the kids, but, you know, appreciate your family, spend time with them, you know, check in with everybody. And I just hope that once we get out of it, that we still continue to do that and we don't just go back to normal, because our lives are so busy. It's nice to just have a little bit of calm for a while, you know?
Totally. I totally agree. That's wonderful words. Totally. And I truly believe that as well. I think we should definitely keep in touch with people straight after this is all over as well. It's so important. Absolutely. Terry, what about you, my brother?
I think if you're struggling with mental health, and I carry a big card for that. You know, just call someone and let people know that you're struggling with stuff, because there's no point in just hanging and keeping it on yourself. We're all going through it. We're all suffering as one. So, you know, if you want to, you know, I'm terryalderton@me.com. If you want to email me, I can try and help you out a bit. So just keep the faith, and let's all be friends at the end of this. Let's all, you know, still keep going after you, mate. Not get back in the car and start cutting each other up again.
Oh, do you know what? That's really good words, man. Because I think that's really, and do you know what? Wow, because I think that's so powerful to pass on something like that and say, look, just give me a call and let's have a chat. I think that's
it's terryalderton@me.com. I mean, you know,
that's great.
Just I know about me, and I might be able to help you. So, you know, I've had people email me before. So, you know, I'll try. It might be the blind leading the blind, but I'll give it a go.
Yeah, definitely. That's what it's all about. It's just a voice and someone to listen to.
Yeah, I'm here. So if you want to chat, you know.
What about you, Jordan?
First things first. First bit of advice I'd say is that it's the taking part that counts. So even if you play a game and you win no points and everyone else does, it's the taking part that counts. All right. So don't worry about that if you're like me. But seriously, on a serious note, guys, I feel like the world seems like a crazy place right now. A lot of people feel isolated, whether it's with COVID-19, whether it's with everything else that's going on. And staying positive seems like such a generic thing to say, but genuinely, it is a mindset. If you approach things in a positive way and try and see the positives in it, you're going to come out feeling a lot better from it. And take each day as it comes. Do you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people have entered this lockdown feeling like they've got to come out with a new skill. You go in as normal and you come out being a heart surgeon because you do enough research on YouTube. Stop putting pressure on yourselves. Relax. Take each day as it comes. Like everyone else has said, appreciate that time with your family. Appreciate, even if you're living on your own, appreciate that time on your own, because it's time you're never going to get back. Relax, stay positive, and we're going to come out the other side.
Totally.
Yeah,
Amen to those words. Absolutely. Do you know what, guys? It's been an absolute honour, genuinely an absolute honour and a pleasure having you all.
I'd echo that. I've enjoyed every moment.
It's been brilliant. It's been absolutely brilliant. And thank you to each and every one of you. I truly wish you all the success in the world. I really do. And I truly hope we all share the stage together again sometime very, very soon. Thank you to each and every one of you. God bless you.
That means I'm on a good groove if we all do.
Love you guys. Thank you. Now, guys, we are now excited to announce that every week we're going to be playing who we're announcing next week. So just take a quick look at this. And that's next week. Guys, please tune in again next week where we have a really good laugh with these guys. But I have to say, this week, it's been an absolute blessing and 3 phenomenal talents that I can call friends. So, again, take care of yourselves. Have a great week. Stay positive. And I'll see you next week for another Howlin TV. Bye-bye for now.